What's up, everybody? It's Rez, and I have a crazy story about the time I got swatted from a girl on Tinder after only knowing her for about a month and basically being accused of having automatic weapons and explosives. So let's get into the backstory of what happened here, and let's jump into 2023 when it all took place. So going back to this time, me and my current wife were separated and things were just really complicated between us. We had no hopes of really ever getting back together at this point, so we decided it was in our best interest to see other people and explore other options. So I was on Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge, but we're gonna focus on Tinder today in particular. So this particular girl that I met, we're gonna call her Mary. Mary was really pretty, inside and out to me. And we started talking for a couple of days, went out on a few dates. Everything was really smooth. And after a couple of dates, we decided to make things official. I'm talking 2 weeks into us knowing each other official, which is really fast, obviously. At that time period, I didn't think it was fast because I just got out of a really serious relationship. As far as I was concerned, it was over, and I was looking to be with anybody in order to regain that stability of being in a relationship, which was really dumb, and I learned my lesson the hard way with this one. So ended up dating after about 2 weeks, and she was staying over pretty much every night at this point, and we were getting really serious with each other, or so we thought. And she was super clingy, and I really liked that because that's what I needed at that time, or that's what I felt I needed, and it's what I wanted. But the only problem that was coming up was that I was gonna be moving from Florida, going back home to New York. So I told her I had about a month's time with her until I moved. So at this point, we've already been together for about a month, and we're kind of discussing what we're gonna do. Is she gonna come up there with me? Is she gonna stay here and we're gonna do long distance, or are we gonna end things? So we decided to go with the plan B and do long distance. I'm all for it, she's all for it, everything sounds great. I end up moving up to New York, realize that I have to come back to Florida to finalize paperwork with the tenants that are gonna be moving into my house. So I decided to get an Airbnb for a few days. And during that period, I was going to be leaving on January 1st, 2024. So I thought there's no better way I'd rather spend that day than with my girlfriend, right? So I have her come over. She's staying at me with the Airbnb for those couple of days. And then the last day, the night before I leave, New Year's night, this is where things took a real turn for the worse. And I couldn't have seen it coming any other way, genuinely, because everything seemed pretty fine up to this point. So we're going out, we're out on the town, getting food, going to bars, and I had plans for us to go watch fireworks at the New Year's drop because they have a huge firework display on the beach. And she has zero interest in doing that. Most of the night, she had zero interest in even really being around me, it seemed like. She was really busy on her phone. She wasn't really making eye contact with me. The whole vibe was completely off from what I normally have witnessed between the two of us. So she asked, hey, can we just go back to the Airbnb and hang out there and just kind of have a relaxing inside kind of night? And I was all for it. I was like, okay, let's do that. If it makes you comfortable and makes you happy, we'll go do that. Go back to the Airbnb, right? It's about 8 o'clock at this point, and the whole time I'm sitting on the bed trying to find a movie for us to watch, and after about 5-10 minutes, I realize that she's still standing in the corner by the door, and she hasn't left that corner by the door since we walked into the Airbnb that night. And and I tell her, hey, why don't you come lay down with me or sit down with me and we'll find a movie together. Do you have any suggestions on what you'd want to watch? And she's like, no suggestions. Honestly, I gotta go. My friend Jake, a guy friend that I've known pretty much all my life, is basically saying he's gonna kill himself tonight because he's really lonely and I wanna go be with him. So immediately my head's like, okay, either A, she's telling the truth and this is really serious, or B, she's lying and she just wants to get away, or she's going to sleep with somebody else. And maybe the guy's name is Jake, maybe it's not, doesn't matter. So I tell her, you know what, look, If you have to go, I completely understand that. You know, I can't stop you. And if your friend is going to do something like that, you should go and be there with them. So she goes to leave, and I tell her, hey, are you not going to give me a hug before you leave? Because I'm getting on a plane tomorrow. I'm not even going to be here, and I'm really going to miss you. So I'd like to give you a hug before you go and say goodbye. And she was like, what the fuck? I'm not giving you a hug. I'm fucking leaving. And I was like, whoa, okay, let's take a step back. Why are we being this way? Let's assess this. What's going on? Because at this point, I was kind of fed up because the whole night her vibe was off. So I was like basically telling her, hey, this entire evening, you've just been acting really distant, really strange, and I want to know what's going on. And she basically flipped the entire script and was like, it's all because of you. You're acting weird. You're making me super uncomfortable. I know what your motive is. I know what your plan is tonight. And I was like, I do not understand, because we've literally been spending every night together for the past couple of weeks now. So what all has changed? I'm very confused about this, and I'm letting you leave. I'm not stopping you from leaving. I just asked for a hug. And she was like, don't even get up off the bed. Don't even try to make a move towards me. You're going to regret that. And I was like, I paid for this Airbnb. I can move about however I want. I could sit here and do cartwheels on the floor if I want to, or somersaults. I could do whatever I want. And I was like, what are you actually going to do to stop me from doing that? And she was like, oh, you don't want to know. And I was like, okay, you know what? Respectfully, you can leave the fucking Airbnb and we're over. I'm not doing this. This is already setting off major red alarms in my head. Please respectfully get the fuck out of the Airbnb. And that set her off completely. She completely lost her shit, started throwing all types of words at me, and then eventually started throwing items that were in the Airbnb all around the Airbnb and breaking them. So I completely just got very, very stern with her and told her, if you do not leave, I am calling the police. And in that moment, the whole vibe switched, and she said, you will regret this, I'm leaving. Left, slammed the door, and I never saw her again. But I saw a byproduct of her about an hour or two later. So I'm sitting there on the bed, I'm watching The Twilight Zone, and my phone starts ringing. I look over, it's a blocked number, and I'm like, okay, cool, who could this be? More than likely it's her, right? That's what I'm thinking. Answer the phone. Hello, this is Deputy Forrester, can I speak to John? And I was like, okay, John's here, what's going on? And he was like, are you currently located at blank and blank blank? And I was like, yes, I am. He was like, where are you? I was like, well, I'm laying on the bed right now. I'm watching Twilight Zone. He was like, oh, okay, cool, man. So can you come out here and have a word with me and my deputy? And I was like, I don't really want to do that. Like, you're not even telling me why you want me to come outside. I haven't done anything, so no, I don't want to do that. And he's like, are you sure you want to make that move? Because we can always come inside and we can have that discussion. And I was like, okay, you know what? I see where this is going. I have no choice in the matter. So yeah, I'm going to come outside. I'll comply. I'll come outside. And he's like, okay. So set everything down, go walk outside. And immediately after turning the blind spot, there are about 15 to 20 cops, including SWAT team members. And they got the street blocked off. They got 2 SWAT trucks. And I'm sitting there with my hands in the air and then face planted on the ground with about 5 to 7 guys on top of me with automatic rifles, from what I can assume, and handguns drawn on me, and a blast shield and a K9. They had everything out there. The whole entire unit was out there. And they pull me back. They're wiping me down with this weird material that I guess detects bomb-making material and GSR, which is gunshot residue. And I'm asking him, sir, respectfully, what the fuck is going on? Why is this happening? Like, I am so disoriented and confused from all the lights, just the shock and awe of everything. I want to know what's going on. He's like, we got an anonymous call saying that at this address, there was an armed man barricaded inside with an automatic weapon and explosives. So we decided to make contact. You were cooperative, and we're currently going to go search the Airbnb right now. As he's saying that, there's a team moving up to go search the Airbnb. They're running through it, and after about 30 to 45 minutes of sitting there, the owners of the Airbnb happen to pull up, and they're just absolutely starstruck. because they're both in their mid-80s and they have no idea what the fuck is going on. They let them through. They're talking to the cops. They're talking to me. And I asked them, and so did the people at the Airbnb, who made this call and what were the actual accusations, because they wanted to hear it as well. And they didn't give names. So that was the thing that was bothering me. I asked him, I said, was it somebody named Mary? He looks at me and says, I cannot confirm or deny that the caller was Mary. So I asked one more time. I said, can you please let me know if it was Mary? I just want to know for my own conscience. And he looks at me and says, I cannot confirm or deny where the call was made from. But at the same time of me asking if it was her, he was nodding his head. And it made sense because he was wearing a body cam. So he didn't want to be able to describe the person that was calling to jeopardize them, just in case they did find something that would make me guilty. So I understood that. Immediately, I started thinking, wow, I cannot believe I was that dumb, because there were a lot of small little details along the way that probably could have alluded me to something bad happening later down the road between me and her, but I ignored all of them. And it was just a big learning lesson for me, mainly about dating apps and how crazy and volatile they can actually be, and why you got to be so careful when you are on these apps, because for men and women, there's a lot of crazy people out there. And this was just one of those situations that really showed that to me. Thankfully, I walked away scot-free, got on my plane the next morning, went back to New York, and yeah, everything kind of smoothed out from there. Ended up having another really crazy situation happen up in New York, but I'll go into that in a later video. Either ways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay blessed, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.